So now let's look at a practice example. How many moles of trisilicon tetranitride can be made from 1.20 moles of silicon and 1.00 moles of nitrogen in this reaction, where 3 moles of silicon react with 2 moles of nitrogen to form 1 mole of trisilicon tetranitride? So go ahead and pause the lecture and see how far you can go. And then when you're done, start it and we'll go over this question for this problem. So let's start out by writing what we're given: 1.20 moles of silicon, 1.00 moles of nitrogen, as well as our balanced equation. And what we want is our theoretical yield. How many moles of trisilicon nitride can be made? So that's our theoretical yield. That's the most that can be made. So when we're looking for a theoretical yield and we're given 2 reactants, we've got to see which reactant is going to give the least. Just like when we're looking at the pancakes, which ingredient gave the least amount of pancakes? Okay, so to do that we need our stoichiometric relationship from our balanced equation. 3 moles of silicon equivalent to 1 mole of trisilicon tetranitride. And I made a mistake up there. There we go. And then 2 moles of nitrogen is equivalent to 1 mole of my trisilicon tetranitride. So now I'm going to have to do a mole ratio with both of these. Okay, so we take our given moles of silicon, we take our relationship from the balanced equation: 3 moles of silicon produce 1 mole of trisilicon nitride, and our yield is 0.4 moles of trisilicon tetranitride. If all of my silicon reacts, this is how much I'll get. Now let's look at our nitrogen. If I have 1 mole of nitrogen, according to my balanced equation, it's a 1 to 2 ratio. 2 moles of nitrogen form 1 mole of trisilicon tetranitride. And when I do the math, I get 0.5 moles of trisilicon tetranitride. Now, my silicon is going to run out after I make 0.4 moles. After we make 0.4 moles, I cannot make any more. Now, let's look at correct sig figs. I have 3 sig figs here. My final answer should have 3 sig figs. So 0.400 should be my final answer. And this is my theoretical yield, which is the most that I can make. Now the question did not ask for it. However, my silicon is my limiting reagent. It's the reagent that runs out first, and the amount of product it forms is the theoretical yield. So if you've got this, you need to be very, very proud of yourself.